If you are a Star Wars fan like me, you're gonna love today's episode. We are building this Star Wars app. As you can see, I have the first 6 movies at the top, and as soon as I click on one of the movies, the opening crawl from that movie is starting. Uh, and not only that, but I can decide to start another one, and I will get a new opening crawl. Pretty cool, right? And the cool part is that we are not going to type any of this. We are going to be using Star Wars API. We will be fetching the API with JavaScript, which is super useful JavaScript skill. And also we are going to do this Star Wars CSS animation. All of that we will be building from scratch. So join me today if you are a Star Wars fan, and let's have fun building this. I would like if I also can play the Star Wars music, but I'm not gonna mess up with those guys because they're very tough with copyrights. I don't want to have any problems. So let's get started, and may the force be with us. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's build this amazing app together from scratch. As you can see, my 3 files are completely empty and I only have universe.jpg, which is our cool background image. I feel a great disturbance in the force, so let's be quick. Let's start building our HTML. We are gonna give it the title of Star Wars, and in our body we will need a container for our links, which will be the movie titles. For that I will use a header tag and I'll give it a class of links. Up below that I will put our main, and in our main I will create a div with the class of crawl container. We will use this div to display our crawls, and that's pretty much it. As far as our HTML goes, everything we need we will be creating in our JavaScript and inserting here. Just before I forget to put the link to our script, I'll say script.js, and I will need a link to link our CSS file. So just like that, style.css. Okay, so everything is linked now. Let's hit save and let's start our live server. Yeah, amazing. We have our blank page with Star Wars title. Okay, so let's see now what we are going to use. We are going to use SWAPI.dev, which stands for Star Wars API. It's a super cool API, and the cool part is that it is absolutely open, so you don't need API keys or anything, and you don't need an account or anything like that. You just let's check the documentation and see what we need. Okay, here's the documentation. This is the base URL we are going to target, and then we have some endpoints. We can access films, people, planets, species, starships, or vehicles. For example, for each of these, we have a bunch of data. For example, for Luke Skywalker, we can access its height, mass, hair color, etc., etc. What we need is films, this endpoint, and from that we will be accessing opening crawls, which will get us opening crawls for each and every Star Wars movie. Okay, let's get back to our code and let's see how can we fetch that data from this API. So let's jump to our JavaScript. First, let's bring everything we need from the DOM. I'm gonna create constant links, which will be document query selector. I will select our links class, and also I will get our crawl container, which will be our class of let me check. Yeah, crawl container. Just gonna copy this. Okay, so that's all we need from the DOM. Okay, let's start working on fetching. For that, I'm gonna need a function. I will call this function get crawls, and it has to be a synchronous function, so I need async keyword before, just like that. Fetching APIs, of course, on asynchronous tasks. Sometimes it takes time, so we need to make sure this function is sync. Then, first thing, we are going to fetch our data. We are going to use JavaScript built-in fetch method, and let's copy our link, paste URL. Let me find it. This is our base URL, and of course it has to be within the quotes because it's a string, and then I will target our films endpoint, just like that. Now I need to await this because it's an async function, and I will store that in a constant called response, and that constant will await this fetch like this. Then after that, I need another constant. I will call this movies, which will await a response. This here. I need to put this in JSON format because this is what we will get from our API. So it will be await response.json. I need a JSON method. And then for now, we will just console log these movies to see what we get. Of course, first I need to call this function, get crawls function. Okay, let's hit save, and let's jump back to our website. If I inspect and go to our console, as you can see, we have an object. It has six results, and here in the results property, everything I need. As you can see, I have 6 movies. Only the first 2 trilogies are included, not the latest Star Wars trilogy, which, according to many people, including me, sucks. But some people also say only the first 3 movies are the original Star Wars are the best. But okay, it's a discussion for another time. Let's see what we have in each of these results. So you can see we have characters, we have the director, episode ID, we have our opening crawls, which is what we are interested in, planets, species, starship, etc. And we have a title. For the first movie here is A New Hope. Okay, so let's now, inside our function, I need to access these results, and which is an array, as you can see here, and I need to loop through this array and to display what I need. Let's see how to do this. Instead of console login, I will say movies.results. That's what we are interested in. And we'll say for each, we're gonna use for each loop, and we will be looping through the arrays, and we will loop, say for each movie, we will create an arrow function. Let's think for a moment what we need to achieve. So for each movie, first we are gonna need to create links with the title, movie title, and then when these links are clicked, we need to start with the crawling animation. But for a start, we need to create the links. So first thing first, I'll create a constant called, uh, let's say, film, and this film will be a div, because each link we are not gonna do 8 tags, but we'll do divs instead. So we first need to create a div. So we'll say uh, document create element, and we are creating a div. And to be able to style these links later, I will add a class to our film. So I'll say film class list dot add, and let's also put the class of film. Now I need to put the text inside this div. So I'll say film dot text text content. Let's see what we need as our text content here. Uh, as we look here, you can see that I have a title property. Therefore, I will say put as a text content of our film movie, which is each movie we are looping through. So it will be movie.title, like that. Let's hit no. If we hit save, nothing will happen because we need to first add this in the DOM. So we will be adding these divs into our links container, our links header. So we'll say links, and we will append child. Just a sec. We need to append child, and with child we are appending its film, this div we are creating for each and every movie. Now if we hit save and go back to our website, we need to wait for a while for the fetching to finish, and you can see now we have our 6 movies. Okay, that's something we are making a good progress. Let's continue with our code. What else do I need here? I need to make these links clickable, to be able to something to happen when I click on these links. So I will say film. I need to add event listener for every film. And of course, I'm listening for a click. When each link is clicked, we are going to run a function. And what we'll do is we are going to create a separate function that will take care of displaying opening roles. So let's call this function display roles. And as an argument, we are going to pass the whole movie to this function. We need this so that we will be able to access the movie title, the episode ID, and opening roles. So we will pass here a movie. Okay, so now we are finished. Of course, we are not finished yet. We need with this function later. We will add error handling, and also we will take care of loading. So we need to show our users that the movies are being fetched. But we will do that later on. First, let's create this function, display roles, and this function, of course, will have a movie as an argument, like we saw. Okay, now let's think about what we need to do when this function is called, which will be when we click at on our links. So we need to display opening roles. So we need to, if we take a look at our, okay, we are not console logging anymore our movies, but let's have a look here at films. So we need the episode ID, we need opening role, and we need also to display a title of each and every movie. Let's take care of that. First, I will create, I will need an H1, which will be our title. We are also be creating this title from our JavaScript. So we'll say document create element, and we need H1. I also need two more of these. The next will be H2, which will be H2 tag, and I'll say P as a paragraph, which will be, I'm not going to use P, instead I will be creating a div because I need more paragraphs in each opening row. Let's put semicolons here. Okay, that's about creating those elements. Let's put some content inside them. So our H1 will have text content, which will be each movie dot. Let's have a look again at our API. This is what we need, title. So it will be movie dot title. Our H2 will have text content. It actually this if we have a look here, our episode ID is only number, as you can see here 4. I need to write before that number the actual text episode. But since I also need to insert some JavaScript, I'm gonna use backticks, which is to create a template literal. So I will be typing episode, and then I will do $ curly braces, and now I have I can insert my JavaScript. Sorry. So what I want to insert is movie dot episode ID. That will take care of that. And lastly, the text content of our P should be movie dot. Let's see. We cannot make mistakes here, so I'm just gonna copy this movie dot opening role. Okay, I've created these constants. I put some text inside them, and all I need to do now is to put them into the DOM. So this is where they will be displayed in our crawl container. So I will say crawl container, and instead of append child, instead of appending one by one, I will say append, so I can append more elements at once. First, I need h2, because that's the way they go in the movie. Trust me, I watched the movie recently. Then I need our h1, and then I need the p. Okay, that should be we should be good for starter. So I'll hit save now, and if I check our document right now, if I click at on some of these, I should have our opening crawl displayed. Let's have a look, and let's test our luck. Let the force be with us. So right now I'm clicking, and there we go. I have episode 4, which is our H2. I have a title, which is A New Hope, and here is my opening crawl. If I try another one, okay, as you see, I get another one. But I don't want each time to create, to avoid duplicating and adding each time a new opening crawl. At the very beginning of this function, I will clean our crawl container each time. So I'll say text content, and it will be equals to empty string. Okay. Uh, let's see what we need to achieve else. What else we need to achieve? We are having a good start thus far, so let's continue with that pace. I think I will take care of loading next. Okay, so in our index.html, I can use a loading spinner, because this right now it takes a while for the fetching to take place. So I want our users to be aware that something is happening, that the data is being fetched. So what I will do, I will create a div. In fact, let's keep this with semantic tags. I'll say aside, and what I can do, I can put some loading spinner, like some GIF, or write my own CSS for that, but I decided to do something else. Instead of that, I will use an iconic Star Wars text, and inside this paragraph, I will copy the iconic Star Wars opening text, which you probably well know if you're a Star Wars fan. And here the text is breaking in original movie, so I'll put this BR tag. Okay. Let's now style this loader. In fact, I didn't do anything for our styling, so let's start doing some CSS. I will do a basic reset, put box sizing to border box, and I will remove the margin and padding from everything. And on our body, I will I need overflow hidden, because I don't want scroll lines. Because of that scroll animation, our text will be first down below, and then it will go up. So I don't want any scrolling. I will put overflow hidden on our body. I will put font family. since I don't have the original Star Wars font, I will just put sans serif, which will be uh, kind of close to the original text. I will put the color of our text. For that, I have a color which is FFE8 1F, which is that yellow Star Wars color. And last but not least, I will put our background image as a URL, which is this image universe.jpg. It will have no repeat. It will be placed in the center, both horizontally and vertically, and it will be covering the whole space, just like that. Let's hit save now, and I have something not saved. Okay, let's have a look at our website to see what we get. Okay, this is our website. As you can see, it's not what we want, but don't worry, it will get the look we want. I will do, as you can see, here is our loading spinner, quote, loading spinner. This is our loader text. I will first take care of that, and then I'll do the rest of the styling. Uh, Let me see, we did a site. Let's give it a class of loader, and this class I will style with my CSS. So the class loader. I need so this will be completely over everything else. So I need to be first positioned fixed, and it will be top 0, left 0 in top left corner, but it will also have a width and height of 100%. It will have the high Z index just in case to be over everything else. Say display grid and place items center. Let's hit save it and have a look. Yeah, but I also need I also want to have background, so I will put background here. I will put background color of black. Let's have a look now. As you can see, now it's completely above everything else. It's the text is in the middle, and this will we will use this as our loading, but I will also use this blue color from the, I believe it's very close to the original Star Wars, and I also want to make font size a little bigger. It will be 2 rem, and also line height will be 1.5. Let's have a look now. Yeah, this is much better. And last thing, I want, since we are using it as a loader, I want something to indicate that something is happening. So I will create a quick animation. I'll say animation. We will call it blink, and let's say 5.2 seconds. I want to be linear, and I want to repeat infinitely. So I need to quickly create this animation. So we'll say add keyframes. So our animation is blink, and all we want to do is that at 50% of the time, this text, in fact, the whole element will become a little darker. So I'll say filter, brightness, will be 0.5. Okay, something is wrong here. Oops, I don't need this. Okay, that's my animation. Let's have a look now. As you can see, the color is changing the brightness right now. Okay, but it will be going on forever because we put it above everything else and it's staying there forever. So we need to remove this. Instead of display grid, I will remove it here and we will put this loader when we need it. And we need it right here when we start fetching. Uh, First, I will create two functions. First function will be called loading. This function, what we'll do, okay, we need to bring our loader from the DOM. Document query selector. I believe it has a class of loader. Yes, that's right. Okay. So whenever we load, we are gonna need to display this loader, and when we finish loading, we will need to remove it. Therefore, we will say loader dot style. Oops, I don't want this. I don't know why is this happening. We'll change our display, and when we are loading, we will be putting display back to grid, and then we need another function which will be called loaded, and we all we need to do is put back display to none, which will remove the loader. And let's use these two functions. Before we start fetching, we will be calling a loading function, and when our fetching is finished, we will be calling our loaded function. Let's test this out. Okay, something is wrong. We should have our loader now because the website is loading. Is it loading? We have an error in our console. Let's see where is the problem. So we're calling our functions. Loader, that's loader. Oh, I need. I didn't select the class properly. We have a class here. Okay, now it's working. As you can see, we are loading now. And as soon as our data is loaded, I have my loader gone. Okay, that's it.